Hey, man.
How you doing?
Great. In the middle of filming. Every year we do our our Black Friday sale, because that's our anniversary of our company.
Mm-hmm.
We do something like a crazy anything, but this year we're doing this crazy. Well, I pushed Eric and both back. This year we're doing our version of It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, okay.
It's fucking hysterical. Yeah, it's freaking hysterical. It's crazy. We have this huge green screen, so we can do anything.
Yeah.
And so we're in the middle of filming that. Okay, so I know you want to talk to me something about the Goldberg story.
Yeah, about the Nine Legends project. So I wanted to ask you, what enticed you to take part in the project?
Well, Goldberg's my buddy, the guy reached out to me, and I think pretty much, and it's funny that when I started talking to this guy, there's no talk at all about him going back to WWE for one more match. So our match, I think was the best one in his career, and one of my favorite matches of mine too. That's top 3 matches of my career as well. So I thought it was pretty cool that they were acknowledging him and putting this documentary together.
So you said it right there. You talked a lot about your history with Goldberg from WCW and beyond. What was your reaction seeing him back in WWE only a few short weeks ago?
Originally, first of all, I was happy for him because I know he wanted his son, to see him, because we had talked about it a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That his son had never got a chance to see him in the ring, and Bill's presence was freaking. Not many people saw this, and I wish I would have saved it. There was no bullshit. There was USA Today. How they'll have like the cartoon cut, like a character cartoon.
Yeah.
And it had a guy putting up a picture of Bill.
Mm-hmm.
And a drawn cartoon picture, but you could tell it was him. And in the garbage can was Michael Jordan. I swear to God, I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the kind of impact that Bill had. And I met Bill 4 years before he ever started wrestling. I was the first person to tell him, like, dude, you need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
So for years, I wanted, him to get involved in what we were doing. And then when his football career finally ended, then he was ready to make the move. And, knowing the athletic ability and everything of him coming into this, I took a special interest in him. I worked with him down the power plant. I trained with him a lot, down there when he was first starting, because my career hadn't taken off yet. And I was down there all the time teaching guys. And, he just had it's his natural instincts. He was very explosive, and he didn't really need to talk, but I always knew if they would have brought him along just a little bit different and maybe not gave him that super push and put him in the spot that he could be Bill, you would have got an interview like what you got on his first night back in the WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that interview was as good as an interview gets.
Mm-hmm.
And the reaction that he got was fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
I was really happy for him. I also felt bad for him at the same time because he's going to get in the ring with the Beast, and he's 49. So it was sort of like, what do they call it, where you're happy for him, but maybe not so happy.
Happy for him on night 1, yeah, exactly. So you mentioned it right there.
Like,
that reaction was crazy. I mean, for someone who hadn't been seen in a dozen years, and I mean, it's not like they've completely neglected him. I mean, they mentioned him here and there, but it's not like he's been brought up all the time or whatever. But the reaction they got in Denver was insane. So do you think there's any stars left from that WCW era, or even pretty much any other era in WWE, ECW, whatever, that could come back and elicit that type of reaction?
I'm not going to put myself on the same level of that spot, but when I walked out of WrestleMania friggin' 32, bro,
yep.
I got a hell of a pop, man. Easily 70,000 people were on their feet doing the Diamond Cutter sign, which to me, again, was just this hell of a tribute. I would never want to go back and do it now because I'm 60. I had a hell of a run. I got to really live the dream at a whole different level. I think Nash would get a hell of a response. I think if Scott Hall came out like he was ready, I think he'd get a hell of a response. Obviously, with Sting, what kind of response? He got a hell of a response. So I think if you take the guys from that, I think if Hogan showed up, the roof would blow the fuck off. But I think any of the guys, who were the top guys from that era, and really, I just named really all the guys. Only one else is Lex, and Lex couldn't come back in the position that he's in today. But if Lex Luger was, before his accident, Lex Luger will blow the roof off. And those were your top guys. And at a time, like my career blew up when we started kicking their ass. Like that's when my career blew up. It was like insane. So to be a part of it, I love the spot that I'm in today. Wasn't crazy about the one when I first got there, but you know what? 12 years, 13 years later, I'm getting the best push I ever got from WWE. Got my tribute DVD. There's a lot of good talk right now about, everything that's happening. So, I think that the main guys would get a hell of Bill's was super special. Because Bill still looks like he could still go. He's only 49, and he can. He's a kickboxer. He does mixed martial arts. But Bill's about to get in the ring with the baddest man alive in his prime. So I will be watching and gratefully just watching, enjoying,
So you mentioned your WrestleMania return from this year, so I'll go back to 2 years ago, WrestleMania 30 weekend. Jake the Snake Roberts and Scott Hall both inducted on the same night, on your birthday no less. So what was it like seeing that for you?
It was like everything that's happening in my life from that moment on proved like more than ever that all the hard work pays off. If you just stick with it. Most people quit. My favorite quote, one of my top 3 favorite quotes, Einstein once said, "It's not that I'm so smart. I just stick with the problem longer." Like, that is that quote. Jake and Scott both going in, like, no one believed that they could ever turn their life around. And for them both, not only to do it on my end with me, but for the WWE to open up the doors again. Because, both of those guys were like on the non-existent list. And I'm sitting here with Jake right now. Jake, he was just in my office before you called me. And Jake is unstoppable right now. Scotty's in the UK touring over there. They both have like a whole new lives, which is really amazing.
And you mentioned your DVD too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm saying it's just to be a part of that. Like, those guys did all the work.
Yep.
They just let me guide them. But I let both of those guys guide me in my wrestling career, and look what happened. Like, without Dusty Rhodes, there is no Diamond Dallas Page. But after that, it's Jake Roberts. There's no 3-time world champion. There's Scott Hall. If he doesn't take the diamond cutter when the NWO is running roughshod over everybody, my career is not what it is. So, these guys, they were both very influential in my life, and still today are, obviously. Have you seen the resurrection of Jake the Snake yet?
That's what I was going to ask you. So I know you have your DVD coming out, which I'm looking forward to, but I watched the resurrection of Jake the Snake Roberts a couple months ago on iTunes, before it came out on Netflix, and it was great, Dallas. I'm not just trying to blow smoke up your ass. It was really, really good. So I wanted to get your thoughts on how the ending outcome, the ending result of that DVD was for you guys.
Well, again, all the hard work. Our reviews from people are mind-boggling. Like right now, The Resurrection of Jake the Snake on Netflix is the second highest rated sports documentary. And think about how many unbelievable 30 for 30 documentaries are up there. Unbelievable. They are the best at what they do. And we're number 2. I actually went in to talk to them because I just literally inked the deal for them they're going to put my reality show together.
Oh, awesome.
30 for 30 people. That's like a scoop for you. I mean, just literally just signed a deal yesterday.
That's crazy.
So now we're gonna start putting together a sizzle reel and all that. But we are also the number one highest rated biopic.
Wow. Holy shit.
Right. I mean, they don't ever let you know how many people see it.
Yeah.
But they let you know on you could see it where the all the people put their 5 stars. You know, so it's again a labor of love walking into it. I did tell you how it came about. You won't use this, but what happened was when I first talked to Jake about him actually letting me help him. A buddy of mine who had just seen Jake like 3 months earlier, and Jake was like on death's door. I mean, hated life, hated the fans. I mean, hated everything. He did not want to be alive. And so my buddy Moser had seen him, and Moser loved him growing up as a kid. And I told him what I was doing, and he was like, "Oh my God, D." He goes, "That honestly, if he really works with you and lives with you," he goes, "this could be the resurrection of Jake the Snake." And I just went, bing. I go, "Dude, that's the name of the movie." He goes, "That's a great name." I said, "Yeah, you gave me a great name." And so, I always tell people, you have to put it out there in the universe. When I first told Steve Austin, who's one of my closest friends, closest, "Kid, what the fuck are you thinking?" And he couldn't have been any happier when he saw Jake turn around. But when I told him Scott Hall was coming in too, now I know you're out of your fucking mind. I literally, with my business partner Steve Yu, who was the director, who somehow pulled 500 hours, over 500 hours of film into 93 minutes and told the greatest story I've ever seen when it comes to, redemption, darkness, the dark, funny. But I think that last 20 minutes is so fucking inspiring. That if you don't, I challenge wrestling fans, because every wrestling fan has that one person, or maybe it's their mother, their father, their brother, somebody who thinks, it's not that they don't like wrestling, but they're like mad at their brother because they like wrestling. Like they're mad at them. Like, why? Why do you give a fuck? But there really are people who are mad at people for liking that stupid wrestling shit. I challenge them to get that person to watch the movie with them. And watch that tear roll down their eye, because it's coming. It's going to roll right down their cheek. It's coming. There's no choice about that. So I'm really proud of everything I've been able to, achieve in my life. That is an accumulation of, the thing I'm the most proud of, because it's everything.
It's just incredible because I follow your YouTube channel. I'm subscribed to you guys, and you've been putting out stuff about this for a while now, like well over a year. I know it was out in theaters for a while. I've seen you talk about it with the Solomons. I'm a big fan of his as well. I've seen you guys do interviews about that. Just the hype around it was incredible. So I know it's like a big thing that it's the second rated, but to me it's not really all that surprising because it's really that damn good. I mean, it really is a good fucking... It's not even the thing is, it's not a good wrestling documentary. It's just a good documentary, period.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So...
Exactly. And that's probably one of the reasons why some people don't watch it, because they think it's a wrestling. And that's why I changed. If you look on Netflix, you don't see Jake holding the snake over his head. You see that awesome friggin' picture of him with the light in his eyes. And I mean, that's Jake. That's the guy who mesmerized everyone and is still doing it today in his tour. He tours all over the friggin', Northeast, all over Canada, all over America.
Yeah.
He'll do like 5, 6, 8 days, tours. And, he's like a road warrior. And like he was just in Seattle. He goes to Seattle. He's got a show in Seattle. Then he's got to drive to about an hour and a half to the next few shows. But the first show has 400 people there. Comedy places don't do more than 100.
Yeah, exactly.
so it's you know, he's got his buddy who's a comedian who kicks off the show, and then he comes on, and you know, Jake's the best storyteller alive. You know, so it's, you know, his shows are just like that. They're like the movie. They're funny as fuck. They're, you know, thought provoking. They're inspiring. You know, he's going to make you think. You know, he's going to make, because here's a guy who's been sober for 3 years now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and the fog lifted. Like when I hang out with him, I'm like this is the guy I always wanted to hang out with.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. You know, and he's. I just did an interview. Did you see? Did you ever go to my email is dallas@dallaspage.com.
Okay.
Go download DDP Yoga now.
Yeah, the app, right?
And yeah, the app, and I'll VIP so you can get all over the thing.
Yep.
All right. And I'd love you to write a review on it if you know, after you get on it and check it out. But I do Motivational Mondays.
I know. Well, like I said, I follow the channel. That's what I wanted to ask you about too. I mean, I follow the channel, and you're one of the most inspirational, positive people out there. And I'm a big PMA person too. So, like I said, I'm a big follower of you guys on YouTube, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. So I've seen it. Are you planning on doing more stuff like that in the future for your YouTube channel, social media outlets?
Well, you know, I pretty much, a lot of the stuff that we put on Motivational Monday, we pop up on our thing, you know, but I don't want to do everything on it because, you know, it's sort of, I want it to be special for people too.
Oh, okay,
but,
okay. Mm-hmm.
You know, but the DDP Yoga Now app is, you know, it's really, now we've had it up for a soft launch. We haven't really launched it. We're not really launching until this Black Friday, but we put it out there and people know about it. But we've got all the little bugs out of it and the kinks and being able to me, the inspiration part is the number one.
Yes.
Then the workout and the food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because if you can get people, like I had a guy, I'll read this to you. I got this guy, because they do it to me all the time. They want Dallas, I need motivation, blah, 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 blah. And they just, you know, they're pulling themselves down with what I call emotional gravity.
Yep.
So I wrote, okay, I'm going to give it to you straight, bro. This is what I wrote to him. Because if you do DDP Yoga, you make it more, I can tell by the way you post, I follow you.
Oh, thanks.
And that's why I follow fucking over 2,000 people.
Yeah.
Because there are people I found that do it. So if I see you do it, I follow you. So this guy, so then they can DM me, right?
Yeah.
So he's asking for help, motivation. I said, okay, I'm going to give this to you straight, bro. Pull your head out of your fucking ass for starters. Wake up with my DDP. Have you seen the video, Wake Up Alarm Clock?
Yeah, it's great.
Okay, I said, wake up with that. I said, wake up with DDP video alarm clock. Wake up with something fucking positive.
Yep.
Watch my motivational Living Life at 90% on DDP TV app. Then go to square one. I said, then go back to square one and pull your fucking head out of your ass. Stop telling yourself what you fucking can't do and start telling yourself that you can. You know, it's all about the story you tell yourself. And it's all about the story you tell yourself. As long as you keep telling yourself you can't, I can't help you and neither can you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but that's really it. It's like, you got to fill yourself with positive fucking, you know,
absolutely,
mind banter in your head.
Yep.
So that's the real message to me. You know, one of the things that I'll probably, you know, I use this quote all the time. You know, Zig Ziglar's quote of, I've always believed I can get whatever I want as long as I help enough people get what they want. And most people forget that second part. They just want.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, I once heard Richard Dreyfuss say, it's okay to want the fame and the money. You just can't want it first. Mm-hmm.
It's powerful. Know? It's true. Yeah.
You know, you gotta put the work in. Mm-hmm. You gotta put the work in, and everything that's been happening. I mean, I just signed a book deal with Rodell. You know Rodell?
Yeah. It sounds familiar.
Well, they're the number one inspiration. They own men's health, men's fitness, women's health, lifestyles, wellness, organic. I mean, they have 40 publications.
Yep.
And it's all about like healthy, freaking positive. Like they did The Secret. They've done a bunch of huge titles.
Yep.
They're a huge publishing company, and they literally just signed a deal, for my book.
Awesome, awesome, congrats.
And that'll be out 2018. It'll probably be called, Positively Unstoppable. The keys to owning your life.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll be great. So looking forward to that. It's out in a little over 2 years, as you said, 2018.
Yeah.
It's funny. So on TV, they have that, the whole Paul Heyman guy kind of thing. But something, to me, it's like you're kind of a DDP guy. Whether you're Jake the Snake Roberts, you're Scott Hall. I do DDP Yoga. I've been doing it for about 2 years now, and it's great. I mean, I'm not like overweight or anything. I'm 21 years old, but my dad got it for me.
To be overweight.
Exactly.
You get it.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
get it.
So my dad got it for me as a Christmas gift, and it's amazing, DDP. I mean, it's awesome, and the fact that it just makes me feel more flexible and like alive in the morning, it's great.
That's awesome.
Thanks. And is there anyone else out there that you want to try to get on the program in the future, whether it be wrestling-wise, basically anyone in general?
My goal for the next, and it might take 2 years to really find this person, because now I got UVA, University of Virginia, the whole football team does it. Elon College does it. And this is without me telling them to do it. They just start picking up, and very few injuries, and it's really cool to be a part of Brock Mendenhall, who left BYU to come to UVA. And I'm part of that friggin', that base. I went there and spoke to the guys. Bronco gave me like the biggest hug afterwards. He said, "Man, I've never seen anyone come in and have affected kids the way you just did." And it's just because they've been doing me for so long. But my goal, and I'll find him. I don't know who it is, but I want to find that running back, that used to run for 800 to 1,200 yards, and now it's 26 or 27 or 28, and he's running for 150 to 200 yards because he's always hurt.
Yep.
Give me that guy who's got the work ethic, and I mean, I'd move him in with me, for a couple of weeks to get them really started in doing what I want them to do, and I know I get that son of a bitch back to running 1,000 yards. I don't care who he is, because I just know what my program is all about and how much it can really help people, and I want to take it to the elite athlete, and once they get that, and once I get that guy, forget about it.
Yeah.
And you see you're not having to subscribe to the app. You have the app, but you don't have the subscription, right?
No, I don't have the app. Yeah, I know of it, but I haven't had the app yet.
I'm gonna give it to you. So what I want you to do is you go on and just sign up there.
Okay.
Send me your full name.
Yep.
And the email. And I'll have it turned on, and then you'll have everything on there. And you'll see where this is going. This is like it's the difference between if you were on planet Mercury to the sun. Now you're at Pluto. Because this fucking dude, when you see all it's not me just telling you about dishes of food, and I make them for you.
Yeah.
There are fucking videos of how we put them together and, break it all down. And, I just put together, it'll be up probably in the next 3 weeks. If you take the beginner workout, because most people who come to our stuff, they are beginners. If you looked around at the people who are in my beginner class here at DDP Yoga Performance Center, you'd go, I would never see 80% of these people in a gym. None of these people would be in a yoga studio. But they're not. They're in a DDP Yoga Performance Center. And they feel safe. They know I'm not going to bury them, but I'm going to push them to a point that they are pushing themselves, but not too far. Because I don't want them to walk out of here going, fuck, he killed me today. I want them to walk out of here going, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
That's the key. That's what DDP Yoga is, and so, the app is like, we're finally ready to start to get it out there and start promoting it, because by next year this time, that's all we'll be promoting. We'll still be selling some DVDs, but it's mind-boggling to me how many we still sell, but people have DVD players at home, just like they had VCR players, but now there's no VCR players anymore.
Yeah.
Eventually, everything will be digital, and we all know that. So we've been preparing for that for 3 years.
Yeah, it's smart to keep it mobile and stuff like that. I mean, I try to do it on with the DVD, because I have the DVD form whenever I can. But like you said, just having the app. I know Jericho talks about it all the time on his podcast and how he does it on the go and stuff like that. So it's incredible. So as we wind down here, I don't want to take any more time, any more of your time. I know you're filming the commercial, but one of the questions that I wanted to ask you that I was curious about. So a month after I got my DDP Yoga, it was perfect timing. So I got it for Christmas 2014, and then literally a month later, you came back in the 2015 Royal Rumble. So it was a great moment. Your first time back in the ring in over a decade, and it was right after I got DDP Yoga. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. So you had a great run in there, hitting everyone with the diamond cutter. It was great. And there was one moment in the match. The countdown was going down, and you're looking toward. They got this great close up of you, and it counted down, and Rusev came out. But I'm thinking, I'm sure it wasn't the only one. I'm thinking, it's got to be Randy Orton, like doing the RKO and the Diamond Cutter. Was that something that was ever discussed, not only in that match, but just kind of in general? Because that's a lot of match. A lot of people wanted to see, other than you and Rock, obviously, when you first showed up. Was that a match that was ever discussed, or an idea that you ever wanted to do at any point during your WWE tenure?
Well, you got to remember, when I was there, Randy was just a baby coming in.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just getting that. He was like only on occasionally when I was just, because I was there for a blip. I always say, who did Michael Jordan play for? The Wizards or the Bulls? You know what I mean? For me personally, but WWE owns everything now.
Yeah.
So they are the WCW, But Randy I wanted to come back and do something with Randy very early on. But, it wasn't the time. It wasn't like history's written by the winners. Mm-hmm. And the WWE won the war. No matter how they won it, they won it.
Yep.
And there was no love for anyone from WCW. And I was put in a position where I couldn't win at all. So it needed to take time. And a lot of people, you can imagine how many times I've been interviewed where people would say to me, "Oh, what do you think about this man trying to ruin your career?" I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
First of all, he was the general. He was the president, of everything. He's president of the world, that shit. Grand Poobah. He's going to look out for his company. And then, because what I should have done, and this, I'll tell you what, Vince taught me the greatest lesson ever. What I should have done was get up when I gave him the People's Champion versus People's Champion idea.
Yep.
When he didn't go for that, I should have stood up, shook his hand, thanked him for the opportunity, and said, "Hey, when you want to do People's Champion versus People's Champion, give me a call." But I didn't. But let me tell you what happens 8 years later. I've been interviewed by Shark Tank 4 different times. The 5th time is all 27-page contract. Mm-hmm. And basically, they want me to sign my rights away for the next year and a half, meaning I can't do anything without their permission, like any kind of promotional thing. And you see how crazy promotional motherfuckers we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought about it, and I thought about it, and I thought about it. And as I'm leaving to go to Chattanooga, I live in Atlanta, and my business partner, Steve Hughes, says, "So, D, what are we going to do about the Shark Tank thing?" I said, "You're going to send him an email. Tell them we really appreciate the opportunity. We love the show, but we're going to pass." And he went, "What?" He said, "Dude, we just spent 2 years getting to this spot." I go, "You got to trust me here, bro. I can't let anybody control us. We have to create our own destiny, me and you. We have to do it." 90 minutes later, I got a call from the executive producers. "How are we going to fix this?" And 4 different contracts. Like they kept writing. It was like, "No, we need to change it." It goes back and forth to that shit. But finally, I got exactly what I wanted, and I signed it. It was the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But if I don't learn that lesson going into the WWE, I doubt if I make that move.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I learned, I can't even tell you, from being a kid growing up watching, in my 20s, watching the WWF, back when it was the WWF, how many lessons I have learned from Vince McMahon. You don't have to be taught them directly by the person. You can be a part of those lessons.
Yeah.
And what do you take away? And look at in the last 5 years, the first thing about, really last 7 years, when the WWE was finally letting some of the, the anger go away from WCW.
Yeah.
And they started the very first Nitro.
Yep.
Best of Nitro.
Oh, that you were a part of, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I was the host, and I was like, well, send me your script. And they sent it to me, and I didn't call anybody back. And then, like, 3 days later, I get a call, like, hey, DDP, did you get the script? I go, yeah. They said, so what'd you think? I said, I don't think you want me to do this. Mm-hmm. They're like, no, we want you. You're the guy. I go, well, I'm not going to say a lot of shit that you guys wrote here.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know if you know or how long you've been there, but 1996, going into 97 and 98, we buried you guys. Like, we were fucking Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, oh, no, I know. He goes, well, what's the problem? I go, I'm not going to say some of the shit that you say. I said, I get the history written by the winners, but, you know, I'm not going to validate some shit, certain shit.
Yeah.
And he said, well, change it. I said, I can change it. He said, we want this to be your words, your stories. I said, done. And I've gotten to do 3 of them, and they all made money. If you ever told me it was going to be best one, I'd tell you were crazy. Yeah. But we did so well, 2. And then we did 3, and then bringing me in for the old school Raws. I mean, you know how many guys really get brought in for that shit. Yeah. It's a very small handful of cats.
Very elite few, yeah.
You know, and for them to let me go out there and hit friggin', you know, one of the kids with a fucking diamond cutter, Slater, and get that fucking crazy pop, and you know, and just to go show up, and you know, and then I thought for sure I'm going to induct Jake. Who else is? And then they finally called me and they were like, we want you to induct Jake. And I thought, oh, yeah, it's their TV. I just wasn't like the guarantee that I needed to induct them, you know? Yeah. So they've done so much for me. And for letting me come to WrestleMania, man, you know, 2 days before my 60th birthday, I'm throwing Shaq over the top and still hitting diamond cutters. Mm-hmm. You know, like, incredible. Thank you. I mean, like, thank you guys. Like, they've given me, like, this is when you want your push. Yeah. You know, now, fuck 20 years ago, 15 years ago. Yeah. I mean, now's the part, you know, that I'm still getting it in my 60s. So, I mean, I couldn't be any happier with the company and everything. And Goldie coming in there, you know, he's got a hell of a fight because that's Brock.
Yeah. But, the main event of Survivor Series, yeah.
Yeah, right, you know, but I thought he was handled beautifully coming in. And I know Heyman helped Goldie up with that interview, and I thought he just knocked it out of the park. Yeah. Yep. You know, I couldn't have been any happy that the real Bill Goldberg showed up. You know, that's the first time he ever showed up in a wrestling ring ever. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure he's working his ass off right now, and you know, it'll be as good as that match can be. You know, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
I think it's great. I mean, it's so funny that you mentioned that, too. It's just hilarious to me that for years that the WWE's burying WCW. Like you said, history is written by the winners. But then they sell the Best of Nitro DVD, Goldberg's DVD, your DVD coming up, and they're some of the best-selling DVDs they've ever done. So, I mean, it really goes to show that there is still a lot of appeal and love for the WCW brand, even 15 years later, even 15 years after it died. So it just, you know, it's funny to me. I mean, they haven't really done that in years and kind of like burying it and stuff like that. But and they have the whole, you know, Monday Night Wars documentary on the network and stuff like that. So anyway, final question before we wrap it up. I saw you tweeting about it last night. A not a wrestling question, so I needed to ask you your thoughts on the fucking World Series last night and how great of a game that was.
Unfucking stoppable.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole series, and when you think about, everybody wins at home, right? Yeah. These fucking guys, both teams only won one game at home.
Incredible.
That says it all. I mean, they both, and they go to 7 series, so they both win 2 at their, well, in this scenario, 3 at their home park, and there was no way. At one point, you might have seen the tweet, I said, this is the greatest booking ever.
Yeah, exactly. I was laughing because I was like, that is so, the greatest storylines you can never actually write.
Yeah, think about the resurrection of Jake the Snake.
Exactly. That? Mm-hmm. It's real life.
There's no one who believe that. You know? So I was blown away, man. I was blown away by it. I feel bad for Cleveland because they're a great team, but you might see that rematch next year.
Yeah, it's possible.
And the guy who put I can't remember his name, but the guy who put the whole Cubs back together again.
Yeah.
You know, the president or GM manager, whoever he is, I can't remember his name. But he did the same thing for Boston. Mm-hmm. What's that guy worth today?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He's the golden boy. All right, bro. Send me Dallas@DallasPage.com. Send me your stuff, and I'll VIP your deal. Right?
I will. Thanks a lot, Dallas, for your time. I really appreciate it. Thanks for all you do. Like I said, for being an inspiration, and just keep on keeping on, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you, bro. Let me know what you think about the app when you get on it.
I will. I'll let you know ASAP.
See you, pal.
Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.